Avery, so here we are coming into the Wynn's Cafe, and here are the things that we're going to look at. So the first thing we have, I'll get the back view here. This is a baby blanket that Carol made, and it's called Log Cabin Squares, because if you look closely, if I get up here close, you can see that there are squares that go in both directions. This is a log cabin pattern that you usually see in quilts. Next to it is one of Paula's pieces. She makes big pieces, as you know, and go all the way down here. This is called a green vase, and let me get up close, and you can see, remember when we went to her studio, that it's all felted, and then she has sewn fabric and decorated it with silk roses and some curly sheep's wool. Over here we have one of Pam's quilts. She decided to use all of her word quilts this time. This is called For Lincoln. Let me look up here to be sure I get Letters for Lincoln. And it says, "Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves." So it looks like a flag, like our flag. Pretty cool. Now we're coming into the next room. Here's Nana's Tomten. This is called Tomten Solstice. This is the little guys. This is the little Swedish guys who actually are the ones who bring you Christmas presents. And here they're all lighting up the lanterns in the trees so that it's nice for the solstice to bring the light back. This is kind of turned into Nana's room. Here's this great big long, there's 9 different squares here. I call it Autumn in the Islands because it's all fall colors. I'll get up here close. It's one of my crazy quilts, just like your stocking. You can see that I've got all the seams decorated, and if I get in here close, you can see that I've picked out the details in the flower. So Autumn in the Islands. Keeping going with that Hawaiian theme, this is called Hilo Hilo. Hilo is the big town on the eastern part of the big island of Hawaii. And actually I did this, when I'm trying to find my thing here, zoom in here. I took this as a class online on how to do encrusted kind of crazy quilts, where you can see that I have covered all of the spaces with stitching. Next to it we have one of Paula's pieces. This is one of her small pieces. It's all felted. It's a lady. You can get up close and see that she's got some flowers made with fabric, and it's all felted here, and then she's decorated it with lots of stitches and lots of beads. And this is Woman in Flowers. Back up again so you can see the whole thing. Another one of Paula's pieces, this is the dog. You can come in and see that she's felted this whole dog. She paints with felt, and so she makes it look like a painting, even though it's all pieces of felt that she then felts together with her needle. And then she has it decorated with all different kinds of fabrics. And she always puts stitching on it now, which is why she's part of our group. All the different things. And if I back away, you can see what it looks like all together. Over here in the corner, we have 3 of Nana's. I call them a triptych because there's 3 of them, but they're actually all separate little wall hangings. Again, I'm with my Hawaiian theme. So if I go closer over here, this is, leaves, and then there's a hibiscus, and then some more leaves at the top, and all of the background on what I call the focal fabrics are picked out in detail, and then I've put in lots of stitching. Next to it, I have something called All Birds Cannot Fly, because this is a strelitzia, or a bird of paradise. If you look at it, the purple part looks like his head sticking out. And this is a very common tropical flower. And again, it has leaves at the bottom, and then we have leaves at the top. And over here, we have it's all peas, a profusion of peonies. So these are all peonies. Here's the whole thing. If I get up close, you can see that they really are purple and yellow peonies. And I've picked out the details, put some beads in. And then there's more on the bottom. So this one's a little different because I have Each piece has peonies in it instead of having leaves at the top and leaves at the bottom and a center. All right, this is another one of Pam's word quilts. You can see it looks like the earth, and it says, "What I stand on is what I stand for." It's kind of a statement about ecology. If you come in closer, you can see that the words are all there at the bottom, and then there's the globe at the top, all green and yellow, and what I stand for or stand on down here at the bottom is what I stand for. Okay, now we're in the big room. This is another one of Paula's pieces right over the fireplace, and this is Rabbit. Look how big he is, a long rabbit, laying on a couch kind of like they used to have the nude ladies laying out on the couch. So he's all stretched out, and he's all felted. As you can see, I'll get in here, if I come in close, again you can see that she's got all her fabric in the background, and then she has done a lot of stitching aside from the felting, all up and around over here. Here's one more of Paula's pieces. This is called Icon. A lot of people think it looks like the Virgin Mary, but it's an icon, and that's what the people in the Orthodox churches have pictures of saints and Mary and so forth that they call icons. So it's the same thing, it's all felt. And I'm going to try to get in here closer so you can see that there's fabric at the bottom. It's called fussy cutting your fabric. You cut it to where you can just use the pieces in the fabric that you want to show. So here we're going up the side here. There's some fabric Nana gave her from my jacket. All up the side and more at the top and over, and then we're coming down on this side. And there's her sort of heart. And it comes down here, and there's her little toesies at the bottom. I love her toes. And then more stuff on the side. It's really wonderful. You can get quite in there close. We can back up and you can kind of see the whole thing again. This is another one of Pam's word quilts, and it says, if you get up really close, you can see all the little bubbles. And here's the thing that, remember when we used to blow bubbles when you were a little kid? So here are all the bubbles, and it says, "Share Magic," and it's called the Magic Wand. Whoops, that's up close. You can see the overall thing. Next we have one of Carol's, another baby blanket. She's called it Limey Baby Blankie. If you get up close, you can see what it looks like. She wove all this on the loom. Remember when you sat outside on the deck and learned how to weave? Well, she does it kind of on a bigger scale. Get back up. I wish you could feel these because they are so soft. Here we have another of Pam's word quilts. This is called "I Will Paint Rainbows All Over Your Blues." And there's the person dancing in the rain with her umbrella and the little beginnings of a rainbow. I'm going to get up closer here so you can see. And the words are actually in all of the little, I guess they're not triangles, they're diamonds. And she does have a rainbow right here. There's a rainbow, and it goes up through the blue and the green, and the purple is at the top. This is another one of Pam's quilts, obviously. It's got that spark in the middle, and it's called Be a Spark, but in the middle of the flame is a Black Lives Matter, and then all of the round little squares, there's a circle within a square, have the names and things that you should remember, because everybody counts. Here's another one that I really like. It's called The Persistence of Pluto. And if you have been paying attention, you would know recently that they decided Pluto was no longer a planet, but he wants to stay in the universe. So we have everybody, all the various Mercury, and then Venus, and then Earth, and then Mars, and then, oh God, I can't remember, Jupiter, and then Saturn, and then Uranus, and Neptune, and Pluto made the cut. So here's another one of Carol's baby blankets, and it's called Limier Baby Blankie, because it has even more lime in it than the last one did. So if you remember, the last one was kind of alternating squares of lime and beige. This one is got stripes, that's all lime, and then stripes that are lime and beige. So when you get back, you can see that it has a much limier feel. And yet another one of Pam's quilts, All You Need Is Love. And you can read that, and then it's in the shape of a heart, which I think is really cool. And it's all different kinds of reds that she's used for her backgrounds. And one more, Be Kind. I remember at your high school graduation, the lady who said, be kind or be quiet. And I think that was the nicest thing I have ever heard. And it's a good thing to remember, as you know. Nana has always said, kindness is never overrated. All right, this is one we haven't seen before. This is my friend Gayle Gyure. I love this. I love this, love this, love this. She is a very big fan of a painter named Klee, Paul Klee, only it's pronounced Clay, K-L-E-E. And you might learn about him in your art history class. And so if you look at the background, it's all squares. And this is very reminiscent of what Clay painted. And she has then put in a sun and some birds and some vegetation. And she's got a bunny and another bunny and another bunny. I absolutely adore this piece. So let's get back here where you can see it overall. This is called Decent Days, Desert Days. And look, it's another one of Paula's. She has 7. I think this is number 6. It's cat, and she has cats, and so she can use them as her models. If we get closer, you can see some of the details down here. All of her fabrics and all of her stitching come across the top. The cat is wonderful. He has so much life, and it's all been painted and felted. Painted with felt. This is one of Carol's towels. I'll get kind of closer. It's called Towel Time. Nana has a lot of her towels in the kitchen. They're really nice. They're very soft. This one is yellow. If I get too close, the color bleaches out, but it's yellow and gray and white. When I was a kid, I thought I had invented the color scheme of yellow and gray, but apparently other people did it the same.